from my ecumenical study of spirituality, there was so much information in the East that sort of tied all these wisdom traditions together. That's how I found. And so then that gave me more and more faith to go deeper into that yoga tradition, deeper into the spiritual traditions. And I found a lot of shelter in the Bhagavad Gita. And at that point, I met some Krishna monks in New York City. And I said, you know what? India is the place that seekers have gone forever.
Yeah.
And I really feel like it's calling me. And this was before cell phones and before internet and before satellite television. And so a lot of people can't even imagine what traveling was like back then.
Exactly.
Before TSA, before you just get on a plane and you go somewhere and there's no credit card. We didn't travel with credit cards or cell phones. People can't even think. I try to explain it to my kids. Well, how did you book your flight? How did you book a hotel? You have to write a letter. You have to write a letter to an ashram. Hopefully you'll get a letter back from airmail.
Yeah.
And they say, and then you have, okay, well, I'm changing my dates, the dates I'm arriving. And you have to figure all this stuff out. I don't even know how. I got here today using maps on my car. What did we do before maps? We pulled over and asked a cop, how do you get to, 53rd Street? It's hard to even believe we did things before cell phones and smartphones, and my kids can't imagine a dial telephone. I tried to explain analog music and records to my 11-year-old. I tried to explain. He goes, "Well, why don't you just put them on your phone? Why do you need these giant things?" It's hard to even explain. So, yeah, I went to India on a one-way ticket and tried to figure out how to get there, what to do, and who to meet. And I met up with some monks. And I tell you, the most profound thing happened because I had a bunch of money saved. And the interesting thing was I'd never had money, but I had a bunch of money saved now. And I was suspicious about everyone. And I think that's sometimes what happens when people get money is they start to feel like, what if I lose my money? How am I going to protect my money? You're in more anxiety. The thing that's supposed to give you more safety or more security was putting me. I never had money.
Yeah.
And now I had money and I was in more anxiety. So I started to meet all these other monks. And I noticed something very interesting about them. They had nothing. They slept on the floor. They only had 2 robes they wore, 2 sets of underwear, 2 shirts they wore. They woke up very, very early. The winter was very, very cold. There was no central heating. There was no warm showers in the winter. The summers were incredibly hot, ridiculously hot. There was no air conditioning. And they just learned how to be tolerant, and they were happy. And it blew my mind that with nothing, you can be happy. How can you do that? If I can crack that code, if my culture could crack that code, that can change. That is the biggest game changer. And the interesting thing was, here I was from a very comfortable life, from a very middle-class life, who's got money saved, and I'm still trying to figure out how to be happy, how to get rid of it, depression, how to solve my own personal problems. I'm competitive in my head and filled with anxiety in my head. Even though I'm living clean, I've got a good attitude, I didn't realize there was so much subtle engineering I had to do with my mind. And this is the power of yoga.